Hey there, campers. My name's Kimmy.
And my name's Ryan.
We've noticed you stumbled upon our mystical campfire, so that means there's a solid chance you have some questions. Like,
why am I here? What's going on? And why are there cryptid and folklore creatures everywhere? And should I be worried about the Mothman dressed as a camp counselor swooping down to steal my s'mores?
Well, you've stumbled upon the Aloering Campgrounds. Aloering is a folklore podcast where every episode we dive into the history and lore of different creatures and cryptids you see wandering around these campgrounds.
And during each episode, we discuss the sightings, encounters, poems, history, fun, facts, and pop culture focused on our campfire topic that week. We hope through shared experience we can learn and make light about all the unknown corners of the universe.
So come take a seat around the campfire, make yourself at home, and listen to Aloring Today anywhere podcasts are heard. Or watch videos on YouTube, or even go to our website, aloring.com. That's ALOREING.com.
I'm Felicia.
And I'm Ian.
And we are the Paranormal Lovers. Hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
Welcome back to another week of the Paranormal Lovers, episode 13.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's your lucky number.
It is my lucky number. Not my favorite number, however. My favorite number is a number that can be created by 13. It's 4. So.
Right on.
Very interesting. What'd you love about this week, babe?
This week, I liked making a better score on my pre-test than I did than everybody else in my class that we went to their class.
Oh, yeah.
At work. I took a class at work.
Yes, he's very proud of himself, and I am proud of him too. I don't show it well, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I could be smart when I want to.
When you've been in a job for almost 10 years, you know a lot of stuff.
I just don't want to.
Right? I loved the weather this week. It was fantastic, that one 80-degree day that we had.
Sure.
I just sat outside because I was it's warm. This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
All right. So
I hate I had those classes because it was beautiful those 2 days.
Yeah, 80 degrees. The sun was shining. We had rain in the mornings, and then it would clear up, beautiful blue skies. I got a little bit of a tan. I'm ready for it.
Me too. I want to get out in the woods.
Excuse my yawning. I did not sleep well last night. So this week, I'm bringing you a possession.
Oh, no.
And an exorcism.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. The exorcism.
Spirits, you're not welcome.
The exorcism of Anna Ecklund.
Anna Ecklund.
Yeah. And you have to You have to be careful how you say stuff like that because we want the ancestors to stay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant things that are not invited.
We'll do a smoke cleanse or spray some Florida water after we do this episode.
Yes, please.
So, the concept of demonic possession is largely a Christian theory, although there are stories and legend of possession throughout many cultures and religions. The Vatican issued the first set of exorcism guidelines in 1614.
Wow.
It would be 385 years before a revised set of guidelines was released in 1999. Gonna party like it's 1999.
So what'd they do up until then? Just burn them?
No, there's a certain set of rules and regulations and guidelines you have to go by while performing an exorcism.
Sure.
The holy water, reading certain passages and stuff like that. I'm not a priest. I'm not doing exorcism, so I don't really care, so I didn't look it up. But I do know that it's a strict guideline on how to perform them.
Sure.
The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops states signs of demonic possession include superhuman strength, aversion to holy water, and speaking in tongues. So pretty much every toddler ever is demonically possessed.
Every kid.
They have superhuman strength. They're way stronger than any 1 to 5 year old should be. They speak in tongues because they're learning to talk English.
And they throw fits.
And they have aversion to holy water because they just don't want to take a bath. There may also be cussing and spitting, so
Yeah.
there we go.
Biting.
Biting, God.
Scratching.
Still 5 years old, and she still wants to bite me, and I'm like, we don't do this, ma'am.
Yeah. Kids, man.
Spiritualism, a widely practiced religion that flourished in the late 1800s and is still practiced today, teaches that a physical death is not the end. Our spirits are energy, and we can in fact possess a live human after death, after we die.
Sure.
Similarly, channeling is the practice of a medium allowing a spirit to possess them and communicate through their body.
Sure.
Hollywood's had their heyday when it comes to movies of possession, obviously, with the most well-known being The Exorcist, which...
movie's terrifying.
I think I saw it as a kid, but I don't remember it.
I like
need
it.
to watch
It's a good
again.
movie. But it's I don't know.
Is that
Spooky.
the little girl?
Yeah. Reagan.
Yeah. And the lady from that weird show that had the weird voice? Or was that Poltergeist? That was Poltergeist, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
The lady
Poltergeist.
talked like this.
Caroline.
Yeah. Caroline! She's a sweet lady, but man, she's got to know her voice is out there.
Yeah.
The Exorcist.
Iconic for sure.
So The Exorcist was based off of a 1930s possession and subsequent exorcism of a child only known as Roland Doe. And I will cover that at some point. There's a lot of questions about whether or not it's legitimate, of course. But
Right.
many people have problems with the practice of exorcism due to how dangerous it can be for the person undergoing the exorcism.
Sure. Yeah, they don't let up.
Yeah. Just a quick trigger warning for like religious trauma. You can skip ahead like a minute. I'm going to talk about it. Just a couple of people that died from exorcisms. In 2003, a child who was on the autism spectrum died during an exorcism. The church decided to do the exorcism because they believed that his disorder was caused by a demon. I wish we had video right now because if people could see my face.
Right. We will one day.
Yeah, we'll get there. But in 2005, a nun in Romania was gagged and tied to a cross where she died from starvation in an attempt by the church to expel her demons.
Dang.
And I actually heard about that one. I don't remember which podcast I heard it from, but I did hear that story, and I was like...
They didn't feed her?
Nope.
Huh.
They held her, they tied her to her. I think she was tied up there like 5 or 6 days.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go more than 3 without water, so...
And I'm not sure what year it was, but a 14-year-old boy was beaten and drowned on Christmas Day by his own family who believed he was possessed by demons.
Wow.
Yeah. And honestly, like growing up when I saw stuff, because, you know, I grew up watching like cop dramas and stuff.
Yeah.
And so you'd be in New York City, and the way they had always portrayed it was like, occasionally it would be like a Catholic priest or something, but when they portrayed it, it was always like some voodoo ritual or something, and I'm like...
Yeah, no.
But that's just the church.
That's different.
And sometimes it's just family who are so indoctrinated into the Judeo-Christian faith that they can't see that a mental illness or a physical disability is a legitimate thing and it's not a damn demon.
Right.
And that's what I was going to say. Many skeptics and some believers, such as myself, believe that most people who underwent exorcisms are either physically or mentally disabled.
Right.
And obviously, from what I just, you know, the 3 examples I get, this isn't a problem that happened in the late 1800s, early 1900s. This was something that was going on 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's probably still, to this day, going on if you wanted to do the research.
Right.
It's not like the Catholic Church doesn't have enough issues.
I know, right?
To an untrained or a non-understanding mind, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder can look like someone who is possessed.
Sure.
But what they really need more than Jesus and holy water is a fucking hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
Therapist.
As someone who, as a witch, and as someone who battles my own share of mental illnesses, doing a lot of that shit lately, mundane before the magic. Always.
Yeah.
Always when it comes to your mental health, go see a fucking doctor.
Sure.
Go see a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
And the number of times it's happened to, you know, I don't think it happens so much anymore, especially in, you know, this day and age, but think of a kid born with a club foot or a cleft palate or a uniped or, you know, somebody born with like one leg. It would happen to them. Oh, it could be not necessarily that like a child born with a club foot has sinned and invited Satan, but the sins of the father fall into the child. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would go that way as well. It's kind of the way this story today, Anna's story is.
Yeah.
Anna's father was, according to most sources, a terrible, disgusting man. And even through death, he tormented this child.
Yeah.
Anna was born on March 23rd. Okay, so there's two different dates I saw. One said March, one said July, but there's some confusion about her early life. Mm-hmm. There's just not a lot known about it until her exorcisms. The main consensus is that she was born March 23rd, 1882. She was thought to have either been born in Marathon, Wisconsin, or in Switzerland. Her birth name was Emma Schmitz, but for the sake of my ADHD, I'm going to call her Anna, because, no. Anna's mother was the one who was a Catholic, and she got Anna into the Catholic Church, but she did die when Anna was a very young child. Mm-hmm. By the age of 14, Anna was living with her alcoholic father, Jacob. It is said that she was also cared for by her, check this, Aunt Mina.
Like
Mina Loveberry?
Mina Loveberry.
It's spelled like that. It's Mina, yeah.
Mud Sisters.
Yeah, she might as well have been. Although I'm not sure whose sister, whether it was her dad's or her mom's, because it was said that Jacob and Mina were lovers. It is thought that Jacob had a lot of anger and resentment towards his daughter, Anna, due to the fact that she would not have sex with him. It is around the time that she was refusing his advances that he began claiming she was possessed. In some sources, it is said that Jacob went to Aunt Mina because Aunt Mina was a witch who practiced quote-unquote dark magic. There is no dark magic. Who allegedly was a witch who practiced dark magic, and she hexed or cursed Anna in revenge for her rejection of her father.
How very Catholic of him.
You said that, not me. Sounds about white. At 14, Anna began having issues when she would attend church. Always one to never miss Mass, she found herself suddenly physically ill when she would enter the church. She would have intrusive thoughts of smashing the bowls of holy water, assaulting the priests, and soon she would start vomiting after she received communion.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're getting sexually assaulted at church, then...
I don't think she was getting sexually assaulted at church.
I mean, not at church, but you know what I mean.
But
by people of the church.
Well, her dad wasn't involved in the church. It was supposedly her dad that was trying to sleep with her. Her dad was not. He was not involved in the church at all. It was her mom that got her involved, but she did.
Right.
It got to a point where Anna would not be able to step foot inside the church. She claimed that it was like an invisible force was holding her back from actually entering the building. It was at this point that Father Theophilus Resinger, I have a struggle with that word, was contacted. Father Theophilus Resinger was born Francis Xavier, without the I, Resinger in Germany on February 27th of 1868. He immigrated to the United States where he began studying to become a priest. He joined the Capuchin order. I hope I said that right.
I think he did. I think I've heard that word before.
That's literally how it's spelled. Capuchin. I was like, I'm going phonetic on this. Which is a religious order of the Franciscan friars within the Catholic Church. And he was then ordained as a priest in June of 1899. He would be exiled from the order due to his interest in Marxism and exorcisms. And I was like, what is Marxism? So I had to go Google it, and I guess allegedly it's kind of like a stepping stone to communism.
Yeah, Karl Marx was the father of communism.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And are we really surprised that the church would kick someone out of one of their super special groups for daring to have an interest in anything that is not strictly in line with the Bible?
Sure.
Or Catholic doctrine and theology?
Well, everybody then was like, oh, the Red Scare.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say this was
But that was more like the 60s.
This is the late 1800s.
Yeah, that's a little before the 60s.
But there was also spiritualism was really big back then and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it was in 1912 that Father Theo, I'm going to call him Theo for short because I do not feel like calling him Theophilus. Theo performed the first exorcism on Anna. I didn't find a lot about that exorcism, but it was thought to be a success. And Anna went on to try and live her life. But it would seem that even after they died, her father Jacob and her Aunt Mina would not leave her alone. In 1928, Anna sought out Father Help. Anna sought out help with Father Theo again because she felt that Jacob and the spirit of Jacob and Mina were tormenting her after death. Which, if you know anything about energy and how powerful, angry, evil energy is, I wouldn't be surprised. Father Theo reached out to another priest, Father Joseph, a priest in Iowa, who agreed to host the exorcism at his parish. On August 17th, 1928, the first of 3 sessions began. Father Theo and Father Joseph were joined by a couple of nuns and a housekeeper. One claim states that Anna floated from her bed, landed on the ceiling, and started howling like a beast.
Oh, that's spooky.
I'm good. Anna's body was forced to undergo inhuman physical positions and contortions and distortions. She vomited and shitted more than was humanly physically possible. She would scream and hiss, and her skin would burn and sizzle when holy water touched her.
That's crazy.
Father Theo asked who was possessing Anna, and in response, the demon said, many. Like in Legion.
Yeah, like Legion.
Love that movie. The demon claimed to be 4 different entities. It claimed to be Beelzebub. Not really sure why he was there. He always just be popping up when people are possessed.
Sure.
Judas Iscariot. He was there to try and lead Anna to suicide. If anybody doesn't know who Judas Iscariot is, he was the one that turned in Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Her father Jacob, who wanted revenge because Anna rejected his advances. His daughter.
Let me guess, the aunt, too.
And Aunt Mina, because she was the one who placed the curse on Anna.
Huh.
Father Joseph also claims that during the exorcism, he was threatened by the demon. The demon wanted him to rescind invitation for the exorcism to take place on his parish. He would not. And then he had a car accident, but he survived.
Huh.
Just a few days after he made the claim.
That's wild.
Yeah. So this went on for months. 3 sessions went on until December 23rd. The final session ended on December 23rd when Anna exclaimed, I'm getting goosebumps, Beelzebub, Judas, Jacob, Mina, hell, 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 praise be Jesus Christ. And she was set free. Okay. She claimed that she did have visions during the time of the exorcism where she saw a great spiritual battle. And I'm guessing this time the good guys won. Because Anna went off and lived a quiet life until she died in 1941 at the age of 59.
Wow.
Yeah. And I guess she never had to have an exorcism again.
That's a wild story.
It is a wild story. And of course, there's always skeptics, and there's, because of the way that the information's kind of wonky, especially with her earlier life, you know, people are like, oh, did this really take place? And
right.
They actually made a movie out of it. I think you can see, like, I'm not sure if they were both, if there's like a movie and a documentary, or like a docu-drama, or if it's like the same thing. I know you can see some kind of documentary about her on YouTube because it kept popping up in my source searches.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it because I did not want to invite that energy into my house.
Right.
So, like, I'm fine with reading the notes and, like, stuff like that. But when I play videos and stuff, I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about that when it comes to possessions. But
right.
You ever feel like I've been possessed here lately, Bill?
Nah, not so much.
Not so much. I feel like
I could definitely tell you're like battling some of your own stuff. My own
demons, yeah. Definitely not that crazy though. Like, no. I mean, I might hiss and cuss when we go by church, but that's not because I'm possessed with a demon. Right. I promise. Oh, yeah. So that is the story of Anna Ecklund. I hope she enjoyed the rest of her life and Jacob and Mina left her alone. And
for sure.
I hope Jacob's burning
hope she got some peace.
Deepest pit of whatever hell is for him.
It's kind of weird that, like, it almost sounded like just a straight team up of people from hell.
That does happen like that. Like, a lot of the possessions that I've heard about, there's several demons that'll possess a person. Right. And I think that's for the ones that are legitimate. I think that's when it gets to that point, because it's almost like you start acting a little weird. So that's like one. Maybe that's like Beelzebub hopped into her. It was like, I'm like the gatekeeper. Maybe he's like the gatekeeper because he comes up in a lot of possessions. Right. And so he just like opened the door.
Punches a pathway through.
Yeah. And then Judas hops in. And then Jacob and Mina are like, oh, it's mine. Right. They came and hopped in after that. It does make you wonder, don't it?
It's pretty crazy.
I'll be watching out for people from now on.
Right.
Be like, are you a demon? Just start flicking holy water on people. I promise you, if you flick holy water on me, I won't sizzle.
You just gotta watch for the black eyes.
You better watch out for them damn black eyes, okay? If you haven't watched all 15 seasons of Supernatural, I don't know what you're doing. Get on it. They'll tell you how to destroy a demon. There's some Latin in there too, so yep. Watch out for that. I don't know what they were thinking to actually put Latin in there, but okay.
I'd like to know Latin. That's what I should have done in high school. Instead of taking Spanish, I should have done Latin.
Yeah, I mean...
Not that it's used very much anymore.
Unless you're casting spells.
Unless you're Catholic.
Or Catholic. Unless you're Catholic or you're into some real heavy, like, evil magic from back in the day. Right. You don't need to be speaking Latin. Which is funny because Supernatural actually had an episode where, like, they were filming a TV show or something and the actors spoke Latin, and so, like, it caused something to happen on set, and then they had to come and, like, clean up the mess.
I could see that happening in, like, many TV shows.
Yeah.
Or movies.
Yeah. No, anyway, not an ad for Supernatural, but y'all should go watch it. Hey, Misha, Jared, Jensen. I was like, what's the other guy's name? All right, you guys. If you would like, head over to Instagram and follow us at The Paranormal Lovers.
Give us a follow.
Yeah, tell your friends about it. You can
Leave us a
find
message.
Yeah, shoot us a message on there. I'm going to be checking Instagram just a couple of times a day now instead of having it on my phone. So.
Comment if you like, if you don't like. I mean, we don't care.
Yeah, comment.
Just
get that
let us
algorithm
know.
working for us, man.
Yeah.
You can send us an email at The Paranormal Lovers. Send us a topic request, a personal story. Just shout out, say hi, how's it going?
I can't wait to get a story from somebody. That'd be so cool.
I know. I'm waiting. Like, I really want to do some listener stories because when it comes to like shows like Morbid and then That's Why We Drink, like those are my favorite episodes.
Maybe I'll call my buddy my buddy Jay up and ask him about his story. See if he wouldn't mind if we used it.
Yeah. And honestly, like, this is a paranormal podcast, but if you have true crime stories or just any personal story you want to send in, just like send it in and we'll work it out to where we can maybe do like a themed episodes or something just to throw something a little different in there. But you can listen to us on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Podcasts. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a 5-star review.
Please.
Please. And you can also, if you have some older people that like YouTube, they can come over and listen to an audio video on YouTube of this as well. And
if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Search for at The Paranormal Lovers.
Click that bell.
Ding, ding, ding. There was one more thing. I'm telling you, I need to put a list up so I can remember everything.
Patreon, yeah.
If you guys feel so inclined to help support the pod, head on over to Patreon, $3 a month, and we'll give you some fun little things to do there.
If we get some Patreons going, we'll do some special stuff, some giveaways and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? Thank you to all of our 100 followers on Instagram. That is pretty cool to hit that mark.
Yep.
And
100 followers.
We're already up to like 175 listens, so we're pushing the 200 download mark now. So
sweet.
That's pretty awesome.
It's good.
And shout out real quick to Little Shop of Chakras. I will be doing that episode next week if you're listening. So you guys stay tuned. I have another fun, cool episode for you next week. And we will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.